Welcome. So what we're going to do in this video, we are going to see how accurate this charger is. There's no digital display on it, so we don't know what volts it's charging things up at. We just have to take the word that it is charging things up to the correct voltage. We'll compare them on this iCharger, which again, in my opinion, is second to none. Brilliant little chargers, quite expensive as well. Just as an example, let's see what these are at. If I plug it in properly, yeah, there we go, 3.85 volts per cell. And this one is the same. There we go. And if you watch the previous video, you'll see I actually had a balance board on this, but this one I've just plugged it. It doesn't make any difference. I've plugged it straight into there. Just one less connection. It makes it look slightly less messy. Was wondering whether to just do it on a twin charge or should we just do a single charge. I'm going to use two, so we're going to charge both of them up, plug them in, and plug that one in. Off they go. You'll note I have not got these in LiPo sacks. I will be putting them in LiPo sacks as soon as the video ends, but just for clarity, I've not put them in there. Always charge up in a LiPo sack, because if something does go wrong, it gives a little bit of protection. If they do go wrong, they do go wrong in a big way. It's very rare, but it can happen. I've set it to balance charge, which means it should balance each of these cells to 4.2 volts. There's 3 cells in there. If you put it on fast charge, it stops the charge when it gets up to the overall pack voltage, I believe. So not all the cells could be at the correct voltage. So we'll see what happens. As you can see, again, as I explained in the previous video, 2C charge rate. We're only charging up at 4 amps, which is quite low. This is probably going to take at least 35, 40, probably even an hour. I'm not sure. I haven't charged up on this charger much, so I don't really know. But we're charging up at the maximum at 4 amps. This display on here I find is not the best. Initially, when I looked at it first of all, I thought, well, hang on, I'm only charging up at 1 amp. But no, it links into how much voltage is in the battery. So we're only at 2 bars, so that will gradually increase. About half an hour later, both the batteries are charged. They both took roughly about the same time. What you might find is when you get to the top end of the charge, it might take a bit longer because that's when it's actually doing the balancing. It will be looking at the voltage of each of the cells and it will be putting in a small current. It won't put anywhere near in 4 amps through those little wires into the individual cells. It's possibly not even putting an amp in, but it will be just putting a small amount to balance them up so that theoretically all these cells in here should be 4.2. So when I put them on this charger, those figures there should come in at 4.2. Will drop back a little bit because once they come off charge, the voltage does drop a small amount. So I'd hope 4.19, 4.18. This is the one that has literally just finished charging. We're in LiPo sacks, similar to this. Well, exactly as that. Or you can get box ones like that, which are a bit better, although they're a little bit tight fit for these. Let's plug it in and see what voltage we've got. Hoping you can see that. We've got 4.201, 4.204 and 4.190. So that is pretty good. I mean, that's balanced them pretty well. I'll be happy with that, certainly for what we're doing in just messing about with these trucks. So that one has just come off. This one, which was channel 2, has been charged probably for about 5 minutes. So it took about half an hour, 35 minutes to charge. And that one is exactly the same, almost exactly the same. So that's interesting that cell 3, whether it's the batteries, whether it's the charger, is slightly lower than the rest. So perhaps it hasn't balanced that quite as good as that. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to put them on this and put it onto storage. We'll see what that does. Now that's going to take quite a while because this will not pull out much current. I suspect it probably doesn't even discharge at 1 amp. At 5,000 milliamps down to 3.85 volts per cell is going to take probably a good couple of hours at least. So we'll put them on there and we'll see what we've got. So again, we'll put that into, we'll call that channel 2. Put that into storage. Of course, I could run them in the truck to take them down a little bit, but I ain't going to bother with that. The weather's not very good. That one into storage. There we go. And we'll see what that does. Again, I'm not going to let the video run for while we're doing that, but just an example, some different types of batteries. Here's one of the 2-cell, that's a 2-cell race pack. This has different connectors, this has bullet connectors, and then it has the balance connector. This is only 2-cell as opposed to 3-cell, but it has then a small bullet connector which you then make the cable to charge off there. And these are 1-cells, so this is literally just one 4.2 volt cell. So there's no balance on these, it's literally just a positive and negative which just charges up, so they're a little bit more simple. But we'll leave that and then we'll come back and see what that has done when it gets to storage. We'll see, it should be, it doesn't tell me on the box what this actually takes it down to, but it should be around about 3.85 volts per cell. So, quite a bit of time later, these batteries have now finished the storage cycle. These were charged at 4 amps each on the Traxxas charger, and we checked them on there to see what the voltage was. All pretty good. Cell 3 was a fraction low, but nothing in it. And now we'll see what they read at storage. So, pack 1. What we got? 3.84, 3.84, 3.83. Pretty good. Happy with that. Cell 3, it does look like it does just read cell 3 slightly lower. So I suspect cell 3 on this one will be the same. Oh, pulled out the balance connector on the charger. Plug that back in. Exactly the same. So both channels are consistent. Probably runs through similar, will be similar circuitry. 3.84, 3.84, and 3.83 again. So cell 3 is running a bit low, but we're only talking small amounts, and certainly for balance charging, not worried about that. So all in all, fit and forget charger really. It really is a very simple charger. Plug it in, you can't get it wrong. You've got 3 settings: balance, fast, and storage. Balance, I'd really suggest always using balance. Fast charge, reading up on that. What fast charge does, it charges it up until it detects one of the cells reaches 4.2 volts and it cuts it off. It doesn't balance them all up to 4.2. So if you've got weak cells and they're not very well matched, if you consistently keep doing that, you're just going to get a pack that's more and more unmatched, which isn't good. So I would always try and use the balance. And in storage, as soon as you're not using the batteries, it will charge or discharge the batteries to that 3.85. It really is that straightforward. So great little system, I think, if you just run the Traxxas car. But if you've got loads of other things, still think these connectors are just a little bit, tie you in a little bit too much to the Traxxas system. But we'll see. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.